Have you ever dreamt about taking a cruise on one of them fancy boats, soaking up the beauty and the magic just to free your soul? It's floating on the ocean, just a notion that seems out of reach. One thing on your bucket list is just to go and see the beach. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, making your dream a reality.
You know you gotta do the things you've only dreamed about. Don't let anything stop you thinking you can't go all out. You can do the things you never thought were possible with Helping Hands to help you get there. Even oceans are no obstacle. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, making your dream a reality.
So if you ever dreamed about taking a cruise in one of them big old boats, soaking up that sun, feel that breeze, yeah, there is still hope. Don't let the ocean be a notion that is out of reach. Let's get together, help each other, and go see the sea. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You've got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, making your dream a reality. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, making your dream a reality.
Welcome aboard, folks. Thank you very much for listening in and partaking today. Welcome to Helping Hands for Cruising. This is Sean. I'm your host today, and today we're going to be talking about reintroducing Helping Hands for Cruising out to the general populace. Just for your info, this is not a joint stream on the Down Under cruises. We're doing this recording and this live stream totally separate to the Helping Hands for Cruising group cruise or group channel. So welcome aboard, nice to have you here. We know that this is a bit strange for some of you, and I'm really pleased to have a lot of you on board. So welcome aboard, nice to have you here. So today what we're looking at, folks, is a little bit of news. There are a number of cruises that are being put on at the moment that are going to be put out there to the Helping Hands for Cruising group, but also we have a cruiseathon coming up on the 25th and the 26th, and a lot of the people that are involved in the cruising scene that are going to be hosting some of those group cruises will be partaking and being presenters on some of our shows during that cruiseathon. So let's have a look. We've got the first fully sanctioned Helping Hands for Cruising group cruise is Kenneth Oaks, the first recipient on Helping Hands for Cruising. Is actually being involved in a cruise happening in 94 days. Now that's going to be absolutely amazing, because he has a man who we took on a cruise and has then decided to do whatever he can to go on his own cruise. So 94 days is hoping, here he goes. Amy from Amethyst Hayes is the next person having a cruise, and her cruise is going on the Carnival Breeze in 439 days. And we're still looking for a recipient. We've had a couple of videos, and the best way to actually get anybody to be a recipient is, folks, you need to put together a video, a 2-minute video, nominating somebody who's not a family member, just nominating somebody you know out there, and presenting that to the Helping Hands for Cruising board. And you can do that via the Helping Hands for Cruising website, which is www.helpinghands4 cruising.org and simply put the video up there in an email. It'll go to the board. The board will meet. They will discuss the nomination. They will then get in contact with the person who's putting forward the recipient. They will then get in touch with the recipient and give them a bit of an interview, so to speak. And with that in mind, they will then be allocated a cruise. So it's all exciting stuff. So Amy, right now, we're looking for a recipient for Amy's cruise. That's in 439 days. In 515 days, there's a cruise going out of Australia, put on by the Down Under Cruises, and that cruise, I believe, will be going out of Sydney on the 2nd of January, going to the South Pacific. That will be including a local recipient, and yes, the search is still on for a Australian recipient to go on board that cruise. Shouldn't be too difficult, I don't believe. The next cruise we've got coming up is Ocean to Ocean group cruise, going from Seattle to Alaska. I believe it's on a Norwegian ship, but I could be incorrect. I'm happy to be corrected by Bruce from Ocean to Ocean. So folks, these are just a number of cruises that are currently being organized, that will have recipients on board, and we hope to change a life. So let me give you a little bit of a history as to why Helping Hands for Cruising was set up. Originally, it was set up because we were going on a group cruise in October of 2022. We were going on the Carnival Horizon, and we were sailing from Miami down to the South Caribbean and back to Miami. And in that discussion, I put forward to Kenneth Oakes, would he like to join us on the cruise? To which he responded, absolutely, he'd love to, but give him some figures. So we put him in touch with Cindy Spiker, who was the TA for that cruise, and she gave Kenny some figures, and to Kenny's horror, the figures were far more than he could actually manage. So what young Kenny did was reached out to me, and I said, look, let's have a look, see what we could do. So I got together with a couple of people, and I said, look, why don't we look at funding Kenny on the cruise? And that became the basis for Helping Hands for Cruising. And so what we've done is we're in the throes of setting up the charity as an Australian charity, but also we're in the throes of setting up the 501c for the US as well. So we have a number of things going on at the moment behind the scenes that will get us up and running as a 501c for those of you across in the US, and for those that are this side of the pond, organizing it as a charity here as well. So that's the charity side of things at the moment. But really, folks, we need funds, because with the funds that we get on board, we will be able to put, at least if we can get our goal, which is $10,000 for the cruise-a-thon, if we can do that, we can then get 3 couples on board a cruise ship, and that would absolutely be amazing. That would be the goal, the piece de resistance that we would like to achieve. Now, if you want to look at an opportunity to actually donate to Helping Hands for Cruising, I'm going to be putting up a QR code, and there we go. There's the QR code up now. Folks, all you need to do, put your mobile phone in front of that QR code. It should bring up the PayPal account that Helping Hands for Cruising are using, and it should ask you to donate in USD. We've had some challenges of people donating in AUD, and the problem with AUD is we then have to convert to USD to spend the money on a US cruise ship. However, if we can get the funds in USD, we don't have to worry about the conversions, and then we can go ahead and just get some people on board that cruise ship, which is really what we want to do anyway, get some people on board a cruise ship. So, okay. Oh, just a little bit of technical stuff happening in the background, things moving. Isn't that exciting? So now I can go, folks, look at that. Phone up there and press the button. Away you go. So there we go. All right. Now, so let's talk a bit about the Australian cruise, because that's the one I know the most about. And what we're trying to get people to do is join us on just before December 31st. So if you came in on December 30 of 2024, you'd be spending New Year's Eve in Sydney, which is what we want. We want to try and get you out to Sydney Harbour so that you can actually have a look at the fireworks coming off the Sydney Harbour Bridge, and basically the whole of Sydney Harbour being illuminated with fireworks. So that would be the awesome goal. And if we can get Sydney Harbour, get you to have a look at that, you're going to be spending pretty much way into the next morning enjoying your time celebrating New Year's Eve down under, which means that January the 1st you will need to recover so that we can, January the 2nd, jump on our group cruise, which will take us, we're cruising on the Celebrity Edge out of Sydney. And the good news is it's actually going to be docked at the overseas passenger terminal. Why is that good news? Because what you'll be looking at is, to your right hand side, you'll see the overseas passenger terminal. Behind that is the rocks. If you look just to your right, there's the coat hanger, Sydney Harbour. And if you look to your left, the other side, so basically where the overseas passenger terminal is an area called Circular Quay. And a whole lot of ferries that service Sydney City go out of there. So that's like a major hub, because the city is just right in front. On the left-hand side is the Sydney Harbour, I beg your pardon, the Opera House, the Sydney Opera House. So when the ship leaves the dock, it reverses, does a turn underneath the bridge, it then sails straight out, and on the right hand side you'll be passing Circular Quay, followed very quickly by Sydney Harbour, the Sydney Opera House, and out on the harbour you go, out through Sydney Heads. On your way to New Caledonia, where we stop off at Namia, and then we head up to Vanuatu, where we stop off at another couple of islands, then go into Fiji, where we stop off at Suva and Lutoka. Then we do another stop at Vanuatu, I think it's the Bay of Islands or somewhere, something like that, something close there, and then it's back into Sydney. It's a 15-day, 14-night cruise. Can you imagine the life you would change? I mean, I'll give you an example. When we were on the group cruise in October, and we had Kenny with us, not only was Kenny's life changed, but everybody who was on board that cruise with him had their lives changed. Only for the better. It just gave us the opportunity to grow, to understand different things, understand how people ticked, understand the way they worked, and how we could overcome their issue and move on. It built relationships, and what can I say? It was the most exciting time that we had. So what we're trying to do here, folks, is change as many lives as we can. In fact, this is me dreaming big, but wouldn't it be awesome? Would it not be awesome if we could charter a ship like the Carnival Horizon and get the ship holds around about 3,500 to 4,000 people. So can you imagine if of that 3,500 to 4,000 people, 50% of them were recipients, and the other 50% were those that were taking care of them and showing them a good time? Wouldn't that be awesome? I reckon that would be absolutely amazing. And as a result, you know what? A whole heap of lives will be changed then too. So that's a goal that we can look at down the track. But really it all starts with one thing, folks, and that is we need the dollars. So we look forward to spending time with the whole host of you. We look forward to joining you on some of those cruises. I know I've been listening to Bruce talk about his Alaska cruise, and I can tell you there are some other things in the works right now, folks, that will just absolutely blow your brains, because I know exactly where we're headed and some of the big things that are being planned. There right now there are people involved behind the scenes organizing various things. But I can tell you, folks, that where we are headed, the good news is there's going to be a whole host more Kenneth Oakes, James and Cindy Cataneses, Scott and Amber Hickses out there that are going to have their lives so changed, so improved, so grown, it's unbelievable. Well, here's hoping, folks. And what we want to do, what I'm going to try and do for this channel is at least once a week that we will be doing a stream purely on helping hands. We'll be interviewing some people, running some slides and clips, getting recipients to talk, getting hosts to talk about their cruises and what will be involved, and all of these types of interviews will be going on this particular channel. What I would like to happen in the near future is that some of the other partner channels that are involved, like for example Moonlight Adventures and Destination Delight and Michael and Sport Mama, that they take a segment and put up an hour-long live stream or a 2-minute video in a short or whatever it is. Everybody who gets involved, and they can actually create their own content for the channel. Because at the end of the day, folks, this is not a Down Under Cruises channel. This is a Helping Hands for Cruising channel. And this is where we're going to take the opportunity to give other people the ability to change their life, grow, and what do you know, maybe give somebody else a bit of inspiration to do something. So with that in mind, folks, I'm going to ask you all please to just think about whose life you can change, whether it be a friend down the road, somebody who's the carer of somebody who's disabled and just needs a bit of respite, and that cruise will give them that respite, or somebody out there who's been down on their luck and you know what, they're a good honest person, they don't do things that are out of place, but they definitely deserve the opportunity of a decent break. And maybe one day or one way or another, that break will be able to give them the inspiration to change their life one way or another. So we're looking for all those kind of people. And if you can put together some video, a 2-minute video, nothing long, nothing overextended, a 2-minute video, put that up to the board, let the board have a look-see, and hopefully we can then give that person an opportunity to change their life. Also, if you are a channel and you want to host a group cruise, very simply what you do is put together another 2-minute video, and with that 2-minute video you promote your group cruise, where you're headed, and whether or not you want a recipient on board. Welcome aboard, Senor. How are you? Hope you're doing well. It's nice to see you here. We're just busy talking about Helping Hands for Cruising and the sort of things that we can hope people will do in the future in terms of supporting, first of all, giving us a nominee, and second of all, nominating yourself as a group cruise to host a Helping Hands for Cruising recipient. Only good things for people. I know, Rafi, I know that you would have had some fun times with young Mr. Kenneth, and him being on board that cruise ship certainly changed your life. I know that. And I also know that there were a bucket load of other people out there whose lives were changed because of it. So, so simply, folks, anybody else out there who's sitting in the background and just quietly listening, what I'll say to you is just either if you're a cruise channel, either put up a video telling asking us to nominate you as a host cruise, and we can get some recipients on board your ship, on board your cruise, or if you know of somebody who is who's never cruised before, who is worthy of the Helping Hands for Cruising assistance, please put in a 2-minute video so that we can then assess them and ascertain what would be best for them, which cruise would be best for them, and get them onto a cruise. Interesting things. Now let me just tell you a little bit about the logo that you see there, Helping Hands for Cruising. I don't know if you can see, but just underneath me over here are what looks like 2 hands, and with the hands what you see is they're holding up a ship, and the hands, I don't know if I can get this in the right position. No, it doesn't show it. But if you have a look very carefully at the thumbnail, you will see there a heart by the way the hands are actually positioned around the base of the ship. And that is the Helping Hands, the heart of the Helping Hands, basically out there to support the ship, support cruising. And that's what we want. We want loads of people to see what we see. What's the awesome thing about cruising? You know what, folks? You get on board this piece of metal, and man, this damn thing floats. Not only does it float, but it actually goes from location to location, giving you entertainment, giving you fun, giving you food, giving you accommodation. You just have an absolute ball. And because you have an absolute ball on board this thing, you have no worries. So the best thing for you is now just enjoy the moment. Take the moment, take the time to think, take the time to plan where you want to go, plan what you want to do, where you're headed, and the good news is people grow. They get all the best the best out of life because, hey, they can. G'day Facebook user, how you going? Not sure which one you are, but I'll figure out. And tell me, Facebook user, you donated through PayPal, which was awesome. I'm hoping you used the QR code that is over here, and if you did that QR code give you the opportunity for USD, not AUD? I'm hoping it did it in US dollars, not Australian dollars. But we'll have a look there and see. The best part is the friends you make. I mean, you end up doing some totally ridiculous things. Like, I mean, Raphael will attest to this one. Going on board the cruise ship, we ended up doing silly things like having tea and coffee together, having meals together. Even more so was the crazy thing about the amount of laughter that we had. It was just incredible. We couldn't stop laughing. The load of us. Oh, it's Bonnie. Thank you, Bonnie. Really appreciate that. I mean, we were just laughing ourselves absolutely silly. Um, Raphael introduced me to steak and eggs. Although I would have wanted to try. No, I didn't want to. I didn't want to try green eggs and ham because, first of all, green. You never know. Stranger things could happen. Anyway, um, Bonnie didn't use the QR code. Used the Down Under Cruises donated. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you very much, Bonnie. Really appreciate that. Hey, and it doesn't matter which way you do it as long as we get some benefit there. So that's okay. I was just hoping that somebody would try that out, but that's cool. You did it anyway, and I appreciate that. And I can tell you now that goes a long way to help getting somebody else on board a cruise ship, which is really what it's all about. And by the way, Bonnie, I hope you're feeling okay. I hope you're over your negative illnesses or whatever it was that you were having at the time. I think it was the heat with your back and your little pup as well. So only good things from now on, huh? Only good things. Um, we've got important times coming up soon, both with the Jewish New Year and the Day of Atonement. So only good things. So yes, I think the funniest thing or the most interesting thing was when we were in Bonaire. There were a group of us. There was Ilana and I. There was Donovan and Kenny. There was Dale, Michelle, and Michael Ann and Crystal. We were all there together, and I'll get to that in a minute, Ruffy. And we were all there together, and we were at the point of we'd hired some golf carts, and we did a run around Bonaire, and we stopped in at the slave accommodation, and Donovan just took one of the golf carts down to the water's edge and started to teach Kenny about what was in the background, what was in the water, how there was life in the water, all those sort of happy things. So that was really, really great. Ruffy is saying, don't forget drinking from a shoe. Now, this was funny because it was the night before the cruise, and the whole of the cruise mob got together for a meetup, and Raphael, it was his one of his prizes and surprises to get him to drink out of a shoe. Now, Raphael and I would normally drink out of a shoe anyway. I mean, that's part of the thing we do. Raphael's got a football cleat, and I've got this steel toe cap boot. And being the typical Aussies that we are, I know Raphael is an honorary Aussie. I'll let him have that one. Typical Aussies as we are, we would drink our grog, our beer or wine or whatever it was, drink our grog out of our shoe. And there we go. Except we didn't. We had a glass slipper for Raphael, and organised some beer for him, and there he went. He completed the task of drinking beer out of a shoe. So there we go. Other funny things, like, well, you just have to come on a group cruise, right? Just have to come on the group cruise. Bonnie's saying Princess and her are surviving the heat. My health, not so great. Need another cervical MRI. Oh my goodness. Praying for better health in the new year. Absolutely. Absolutely. Raphael, that's right, mate. And yes, it was right. It was fun. we had a lot of fun. Bonnie, I had to cancel my Alaskan cruise that was scheduled for August the 30th of this year, but just booked another Alaskan cruise in May of 2025. Bonnie, that's awesome. Hey, if you've paid the deposit, well, think about it, because we know that in June or July of 2025, Ocean to Ocean are doing a group cruise. And that is being done, it's on the 15th of June, that's right, 15th of June, 2025, sailing out of Seattle and headed up towards Alaska. And why am I pushing that particular cruise is because it's going to be also a Helping Hands for Cruising group cruise as well. So, Bonnie, go ahead, see if you can join that cruise. 15th of June. So that's if you're prepared to blow your cruise out from May to June. There we go. But yes, lots of fun, lots of opportunity to meet great people. I don't think there was a day when we weren't killing ourselves laughing. I don't think there was a day when we weren't doing something exciting. And as I say, I know for a fact that people's lives are going to change. Definitely change. So, Helping Hands for Cruising, let's get some more people on board that ship. Let's get some more lives changed. You know what the big exciting thing is? And Raphael was there. He was there. One of the reasons why Kenneth Oakes made it to being our first recipient was there is a video out in the Helping Hands for Cruising channel, and if you have an opportunity, go look through and have a look at it. But this was Kenneth Oakes doing the Anna Ruby Falls, and that Anna Ruby Falls walk was the absolute game changer. Have a look at it, folks. Raphael will always remember the wedding. Oh my God, the wedding. Oh my God. Rabbi Sachs Schmimmelhauser. Well, it's actually Schmimmelhauser Sachs. Anyway, he was there, and he made sure that the wedding went according to plan. It was totally kosher. Everything was done according to the laws, and I can tell you, people were in stitches. Absolutely brilliant. That video changed your life. Absolutely. That video changed a lot of people's lives, and that actually is what caused young Kenny to be chosen for the cruise, let me say. That was amazing. And I think in that there was not only you, but there was Darian from Magnificent Germany with Darian. There was Blaine from Rayleigh Creative. I think he was there at the same time. Can't remember all the other people that were there, but I believe there were a bucket load of other people that were there as well, and that made a huge difference too. So yes, come on down, check us out, have some fun, enjoy the cruise, help to change a life. That was amazing. That will be amazing. Can you imagine? Oh yes, that's right. Ronnie and the Shorts were there. Bonnie says she remembers the chuppah holders for the wedding and the rabbi. I also remember the video from the group in Miami and Kenny's first cruise. Yes, that's right. Rabbi Sachs Schmimmelhauser. I'll tell you what, he's a character. How he managed to pull that whole thing together, I don't know. He had some good help there, though. The Donovan the atheist, and then the 4 ministers of various denominations. It was great fun, and to be honest with you, the symbolism that came out of that wedding was just incredible. And the good news is the couple are still, you know, they're still doing it together. They're still together. What can I say? Oy vey. Anyway, folks. So let's just look at other ways that we can change a life. Now I know that James and Cindy, they got on board the cruise ship, and man, they were so unbelievably eyes wide open as to what they could do on the cruise. It was absolute fun for them. It changed their lives too. What can I say? They were on the second cruise. That was the one put on by Fantastic Cruising, Matt and Kimbra. They had an absolute ball, I can tell you. And then Scott and Amber. Well, nobody could find Scott and Amber. Seriously, where were they? They were nowhere. They're always late. Amber likes to say fashionably late, but I don't think it was that fashionable. I think she purposefully did things to stop anybody from finding her. Anyway, that was the second cruise. So now we're looking for the third, the recipient for the third, and that's going to be absolutely amazing. Especially when you're going with Amy, and Amy's got a bucket load of people with her anyway. Bonnie is saying if she decides to move out of Florida and go to Seattle, where her brother lives, she might join us in June of 2025. Bonnie, there's only one reason why I think you'd be thinking of moving out of Florida, and that's because of the heat. But I'm hoping that it doesn't treat you too badly, and that you are happy to stay, and everything works in the right direction for you. It's only good things. That's all we want. Only good things. Please God, everything works in the right way. We grow and we are healthy, happy, prosperous, and healthy. Did I say healthy? Yeah, healthy, happy, prosperous, well, and healthy. And yeah, got it. Get it, got it. Just get it. All right. So, being the first solo event for Helping Hands for Cruising, I'm not going to let this run for too long. I will ask and notify everybody that as of today, every Tuesday, our time, so Tuesday morning for those of you across the pond, for those on our side of the pond, Tuesday at 8 p.m. This will be the Helping Hands for Cruising channel. Come on in, chat with us. You never know, I might wake you up real bright and early and get you on board and do an interview with you. You never know, stranger things could happen. You might actually enjoy it. You might actually become a HH4C convert. You never know. Stranger things could happen. But at this particular point in time, folks, I just want to take the opportunity of wishing you all the best. There will not be a Down Under Cruises live tomorrow night, but we will have a live on Friday night for those across the pond, Saturday on our side of the pond. But we are going to push more content out through the HH4C so people can get an opportunity to see some things and make this channel grow, make this channel self-sufficient. On that note, folks, I'm going to wish you all a fantastic day today, and what can I say? Enjoy the day and have some good things out there. Take care, and we love ya.
Have you ever dreamt about taking a cruise on one of them fancy boats, soaking up the beauty and the magic just to free your soul? It's floating on the ocean, just a notion that seems out of reach. One thing on your bucket list is just to go and see the beach. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but helping hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping hands for cruising, cruising. Helping hands for cruising, cruising. Helping hands for cruising. Making your dream a reality.
You know you gotta do the things you've only dreamed about. Don't let anything stop you thinking you can't go all out. You can do the things you never thought were possible, with helping hands to help you get there. Even oceans are no obstacle. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but helping hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping hands for cruising, cruising. Helping hands for cruising, cruising. Helping hands for cruising. Making your dream a reality.
So if you ever dreamed about taking a cruise in one of them big old boats, soaking up that sun, feel that breeze, yeah, there is still hope. Don't let the ocean be a notion that is out of reach. Let's get together, help each other, and go see the sea. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You've got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but helping hands is helping making dreams come true.